Welcome back to Dad Puzzles. Today I'm joined by Doug Giesler. He's a top tier real estate expert with over 130 million sold, multiple national awards, and is a best selling author who is passionate about legacy, mindset, and living without limits. We first connected at a mastermind last month, and I knew right away that this will be a powerful conversation for every parent entrepreneur tuning in. So please welcome my friend.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. It's so good to be here.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. There's so much we can talk about, because this is about parenthood, entrepreneurship, wellness, everything, So maybe introduce yourself a little bit again, if there's anything else that I've missed, so that people can know who you are, my friend.
Well, of course, I kind of grew up in the cell phone industry. I launched what's now T-Mobile in New York City, trained the initial sales force, hired the initial managers. Then I built out DC, Baltimore, 16 stores inside of a year. Learned a lot of lessons. I was, basically a coach for salespeople, and kind of grew up through the cell phone industry. Then I kind of broke away from that, and I was into day trading for a number of years, where I really kind of found myself. And it was really the battle between, desire and fear in market-related things, and learning the timing of things that helped me understand some of the things that I really understand passionately today. And figuring that out in my late 20s and early 30s was what really launched the second half of my life so far. And it's been just amazing. Like it changed the perspective on everything that I see, everything that I do, and it really changed my life, Sully.
Oh,
So
there you
I'm at the point where like real estate's kind of slowed down a little bit. A couple years ago, I was able to take all that knowledge that I learned in my late 20s, early 30s, put it down in black and white, put it in the books, launch the books, and push it out there so that people don't have to go through the pain that I went through. Like they can get it like straight away and not have to take the bumps and the bruises and all the things that I went through along the way, because this
right.
is laid out for them. It's gold.
There you go. Thank you, and we truly appreciate that, and we hope the same thing that we are doing now also in terms of the podcasting. Our kids and the next generation, they can learn this, you know,
Yep.
easy. Awesome.
Yep. That's the idea, is, not to wait till you're 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or even 70 or 80, is to,
Right.
to understand, digest, and really be able to use these mental tools
Hmm.
to build the life that you want.
Amazing. Now speaking about that, this can really create a very good question. Like, what else? What is one thing you had to unlearn to to be who you are now?
My biggest challenge was getting through the ego-related things that really lean on us and pile up on us if we don't understand how to process it. So for me, it was fear was a big one, a big, big, big one. So fear, and let me just take you through the basics of what I learned in that period, because as I said, during the day trading, I was watching from like an overseer perspective of my own mind. And when you're watching the markets, they move really fast. And so like the interplay between desire and fear is really in your face, and it's in your face at a level that really pushes on every nerve, because there's money involved, right?
Right.
So generally speaking, we have a pretty good reaction time. We can feel the fear, we can feel the emotion, and we can do, any number of things. We can run the other direction, we can confront it and take it on, or we can avoid it altogether. And so what I learned during that period was that, and Jay Hart's the one that told me this, the obstacle is the path, right? What we're given in life is for us. It shows up for us. We don't necessarily receive it that way, but it is for us. And so what I was going through in that period of time was addressing a personal issue for Doug, and that was, okay, well, having some issues with fear here. So what do I need to do? I need to make friends with fear and understand it. And in the process of doing that within myself and looking inside, I was able to really change what fear does to me. In other words, in my previous life, I was blinders on, what I wanted, goals, just taking life on barrel and straight ahead with everything just kind of tuned out, right? I got to
Right.
that point in my life and I couldn't do that anymore. Like I couldn't do it anymore. Like I was taking too much on. So I hit the wall, and the wall was there to show me, okay, back up, understand this stuff, and then you can take it to the next level. Okay, but in the process of really investigating fear, what I discovered was that I was doing that for all my emotions, not just fear. Like I was blocking them all out. So like I wasn't seeing things properly, I wasn't hearing things properly, I wasn't feeling things properly because I had blocked it all out. So once I opened the doors to be able to receive that information, all the data started pouring in. And when all the data started pouring in, I had to learn how to process it. Because the reason why I didn't want to process it was because I was afraid of it. Like I was like, oh, that doesn't feel good. Like that kind of emotion doesn't feel good, right? So
Hmm.
I would just block it out. Well, then you don't get the information that you need to get through that thing, whatever that thing is for you. So you don't get to the next level, right? So by understanding what fear was doing to me, I was able to get to the next level. And then I did it for this emotion, that emotion, the other emotion. And when you receive life because it's for you and not, you know, resist it, you receive it because it's got valuable information for you. You go through all those hurdles over and over and over and over again, and you look back a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from where you were, and you're like, oh my God, that is just incredible. But I'm going to give you the answer, and
Yes,
then you
sir.
can kind of go through the work and read the books if you want to read the books and really understand what will get you there because everybody's different. Like I'm not the same as you, you're not the same as some of your clients. And but what we're here to do is to show them where to find it, where to find the answers because it's not within me, it's within you and it's within each client of ours, right? So
Right.
for fear, and again, this is going to hit other people differently than it hits me because we're all different. But for me, fear was a roadblock. It was something that I could not get through. Like I would stop, go the other way, or I would stop and try and go around it somehow or whatever. When I really started studying fear, it's an opportunity, right? Fear is energy. Emotions are energy, right? But what we don't understand is we all process that energy differently. So for you to process fear is a little bit different than me to process fear. We need to understand within ourselves what's generating the fear, why it's showing up in our life, the obstacle that we're fearful of, and what's on the other side. Because if we can figure out what's on the other side, then we have the motivation to get through it. And when we have the motivation to get through it, then we figure out a way how to process that energy, not as a roadblock, but as a momentum boost to get us through the thing that we're needing to get through. So it's a process to get to that level of understanding, and that's why I wrote the books.
Brother, those books are amazing, and actually, I love the way you have put it. And people, they'll be very fortunate to have that, that initial book that you're offering for people to like take a look. Because once they read that, I promise you, they'll definitely be buying the other two books. Uh, you know, I'm one of them, and I like the way you have put it. Is nicely written, and there's is actionable points you have in every topic. So that people they're not just reading it. You have the action. That's why I love the book, and so once they know that part, their life is already changed. And imagine that, and then after that, they're going even deeper to the subsequent books. So this is already a free coaching out there.
Yep,
So
that's right.
I really, I like what you did, my brother.
Happy to do it. Yep. Like I
Awesome,
said, I
awesome.
don't want to see people in pain. I really want to provide some answers for people to help them through this. Everybody has their little edges, right? Their
Right,
edges,
right,
their limits, their ceilings, whatever.
right.
But
Uh huh.
but what's one of the best feelings we have in the whole wide world is
Hmm.
getting through one of those things, right? It's
Right,
like, man, you look back and you're like, yeah, that used to be a showstopper for me, but it's not
right.
anymore.
There you go. There you go. My brother, I have another question. I was wondering, like here we're so big in legacy now because I'm realizing, we used to like think about legacy as, oh yeah, like once I'm gone, what, like whatever I've done in the past, that's my legacy. But then really is about what we do every day, and then what we influence our families and stuff like that going forward. Can you speak a little bit about the legacy, what it means for you today, and how has that evolved over time?
Yeah, I mean it's really when it comes down to it, our exchanging and I met you through Jim Britt. Jim Britt's a perfect example of this in
Right.
giving back, and really we're all here to help each other. We've gone through some things, they're not the same things, but when we look over our shoulder and we're able to pull somebody up through that thing that we've already gone through and show them how to get through it, you know, that's the legacy. That's what makes your heart go. It's that fulfillment. Anybody can go out and make $1 million. I mean, that's easy, right? It's the fulfillment when you get there that you help some other people get through it and get there too. So to me, that's the legacy part of it, is helping other people that haven't gotten there yet.
I love that. And actually, this is a good answer because, I love it because it will solve a lot of things. Because you have some people that have negative attachment to being rich. They always, have they associate that with maybe they have seen some bad examples, but you have some other many good examples that you need to work to associate with that. And I think you talk about this in your book.
Yeah, I mean, money is not a bad thing. It's the love of money that's the bad thing, right? Money can do a lot of really good things, but you have to have it to do those good things, right?
Right?
I mean,
Absolutely.
we spend a lot of money giving back.
Hmm. Yes, sir. And so what's the I'm glad you mentioned how we met through the mastermind. I probably share these stories with my future clients so that they know, like, what are the benefits of really working together, because you get exposed to these these masterminds with amazing people. Look how I met you. So for instance, in the last mastermind together, what was the biggest takeaway
Well,
from our meeting? I know it was a big one.
yeah, no, I mean, it comes back to that we get what we need in life, and it's amazing when I go, because I go to these mastermind things, not a ton, but frequently enough to see that when they do these little breakout sessions, universally you go into a breakout with people that have commonalities that can't be random, that can't be by chance, there's no way. So again, it kind of goes back to, like, you get what you need, and what you do with that is what makes the difference between you and I and everybody else. So I love the networking aspect of the mastermind. Jim does. I love the people, the fact that everybody's out there to help people. So you're kind of coming from the common, cloth, so to speak. Everybody's out. Really, it's almost like a family type. Hey, let's get some great stuff out there and help some people. And it's like, man, I love that about it.
There you go. I share that with you, my friend. Thank you. This is very true. And another thing that lately I've been asking people is about how, you know, for instance, a person of your success, how do you get to balance that with also maintaining family? I know I never ask you about family, and like you're free to like share that as well.
Yeah, honestly, to date, that's been the hardest part, is because, once you get into the fulfillment part and you're actually giving back, it's hard to stop. Like, because like work isn't really work anymore. It becomes it's like you wake up in the morning and you're like, who can I help today? You know what I mean? It's like, it's a different attitude, and it's like, okay, I need more energy in the day so that I can help more people. Like, and for me, like, it's been real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. Now it's kind of changing over to coaching and the books and that stuff too. So it's like, there's a lot of people that really want us to help them, and it's like, you kind of got to figure out where can I draw those lines and where can I get help. And I think some of that's by building a team, and I've started to do that with I've got 3 people that are on my team now in real estate, so they're helping me to create a little bit more balance. But to me, that's been the biggest challenge, Sully,
Yeah.
is
Okay.
quote unquote balance.
Absolutely. I'm with you. It's always it's always a challenge, for a person to like say this is not sometimes, I don't know, I don't want to say bad words, but for sure, because a lot of time, like, okay, so I don't want to carry forward the people that always say like, okay, you cannot be, successful if you're trying to maintain both family and business, because that is possible. But also like sometimes you have this idea that okay, you have to be fully 100% to make it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that can be a big sacrifice because you end up not winning in terms of family. So I'm happy that now
Well,
you're doing that balance. Like you're attempting to make it happen. Correct?
yeah, and that's, I think you bring up something that's really important, Sully, and that's that, if you're working so hard that you have no time for yourself or your family, then what are you working for? Like, really, like, by the time you get to the end of that, segment of your life, whatever that might be, you're probably going to be having health issues and all kinds of other stuff, and then you can't enjoy it. So it's like, take and make, and this is something that just starting to kind of get to, is like that balance is really important, and you do have to actually start enjoying your life, and spending some time going out to dinner and get out on the lake, and enjoy yourself, because if not now, when?
Right. Tell me about it. Yes. Oh, yeah. I remember my late dad before he was by, he had advised me to, this is another person, like another thing. He had, this is after my divorce and everything else. He had advised me to like, son, you need to get someone because at some point you really need to have a friend with you, and I can see that why because he in the end, he was always having the our company, my sister, my mom, so that kind of thing is really powerful at that moment because if you don't have that, then you're somewhere in the nursing home. Some people don't give a nothing about you, and you know what I mean, that kind of thing. And so I think
Yeah.
this is big, my brother.
Yeah, yeah. I'm lucky enough to have my best friend as my partner, so it's
That's
it's
it.
uh, it's a wonderful thing. I'm very
There you
lucky.
go. You need that. Yes, we all need that, my friend. It's something that I try to encourage because we don't. It's not good to be, to like do this alone. This is amazing, brother. And it's
That's
actually
right.
is that is you know is actually one of the lifestyle medicine pillars. Because there's a lot of healing. By just even a simple hugging. Like
Yeah.
the chatting and all those things. So I'm happy, my brother. This is good. Um, there's so many things I can ask you. Maybe I can ask you a little bit about. Is there any other thing that like in terms of your parents, that is standing out? I haven't been asking this actually for a long time, but
Yeah,
something
I'm
that
very.
that dawned on me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm very thankful for my parents.
Mhm.
More ways than I can announce. I could probably go on for days talking about
Yes,
that, but
right.
some of the early lessons, I mean, they were always there for me. I had an unbelievable childhood. They were like when I needed them, they were always there, whether it be for, support, financial, psychological, whatever. I played sports. If we needed a coach for the sports, they were there. They became the coaches. But they pushed me into sports, and I think sports had a lot to do with um, my mental agility. As was I wasn't really physically very agile, but I was mentally agile, and so I was actually pretty good at sports, and it challenged me to do better, and make goals, and focus on baseball and football, and I was a place kicker, and anyway. But my parents kind of pushed me to achieve, like to do good, and to play sports, and um, you know they've helped me through a lot of different things. They've been a backboard for me, my whole life, and I
There you
continue to
go.
talk to them just about every day. So I love my parents to the end of the earth. I'm glad I still have them, and I can't say enough positive things about them. So if you can be that parent for somebody, absolutely 100% do it.
There you go. Thank you. This is powerful, and I'm glad that you emphasize on how they made you, do stuff, like in terms of exercise, sports. It's funny. Yes, I was learning something yesterday. One of because in parenting, there's so many, there's psychological things that we have to go through and learn and understand so we can, because if we don't catch up, our kids are way ahead of the game.
Yep.
So, but
Yep.
anyways, what one thing I learned was about, let's say, how to handle your child that is like has a special talent. Like sometimes we, the way this educator was sharing was, we have to continue pushing them, putting them in environments where they can, be challenged. Don't just, I mean, praise them, but don't praise them in a sense that it gets to their head. Like
Yeah.
praise of just about the effort, and put them in environments where they can do better.
Yeah.
Because if you do praise just the talent itself, oh yeah, you're so talented, or you're this, it gets to them, and then when they grow up, the real world, is not the same, my friend. They
Yeah.
don't praise you, and then if they don't make it, guess what? They're gonna look for things that will make them stand out because they're used to being told, "Oh yeah, you." So I don't want to destroy. I don't want our fellow parents to destroy their kids by praising that talent. Just put them in challenges, praise the effort, and also like what Doug has mentioned, put them into exercises. This stuff,
Yep.
when you're at the gym, you're lifting weight. The weight doesn't discriminate like you're special or not special. You know what I mean?
That's right. Hey, and
Yes.
and not for nothing, but we're there to help people. That includes your children, and
Right.
we can tend to dial down really narrow and put those blinders on sometimes. As a parent or a coach, you're there to help see through their eyes, and when they get dialed in too much and are open to something coming in from the blind side and really hurting them, you can't do it for them, right? Same thing as being a coach. You can't do it for them. They have to learn their lessons, but you can probably help them to avoid a lot of those catastrophes just by keeping their eyes open and their ears open and being highly aware, and not have those blinders on. Like, yeah, you can go achieve all these different things. Choose this, choose this, choose this, choose that. I don't know. That's for you to choose, but don't get blindsided by the other stuff.
Doug, thank you so much. I really appreciate you dropping all these great insights and sharing, like your incredible journey. And I really wish you all the best, and I know we'll be collaborating in so many other projects coming up. So I really look forward to that.
Thank you, Sully. It was a pleasure being on. I enjoyed talking with you, and yeah, I look forward to collaborating going forward.
Yes, sir. So how can folks find you? I know this Unlimit Your Limits is, it has a, you're providing folks amazing,
Yep.
just a little taster, and I'm sure they'll be coming back for more. Maybe tell folks how they can find you, my brother.
Sure. The all four of the books that are out there right now are unlimityourlimit.com/books, or just go to unlimityourlimit.com and you can click over to it. There's a free download on betheinstrument.com, and I have a few others that are out there. They're basically just like a little download to help people kind of get started down the path, for free. I mean, so I have 3 or 4 websites that are set up for that. I can send you the links to those as well. But the first one would be probably pick up a copy of Be the Instrument, because that book really sets the stage for successes in everything that we've talked about. Like all that mindset stuff. It's got a lesson book in the back of the book. It takes you through all the exercises. There's so much power in that book. And then if you want to take it to the next level, then you can get into the follow up. The second is the F word, no, not that one, forgiveness. And
Right.
forgiveness is really geared towards letting go of the past and getting you into the moment, and showing you all the opportunities that you're missing because you're not getting to the moment. And then the third book is the F word, no, not that one, faith. And that is all that stuff I was telling you about, desire and fear, and how you get pulled into the future and you're caught up in
Right.
that out of time. The faith book is geared towards helping people understand those and dial themselves back to the moment where they have control, because you have no control when you're in the future. And this
There you
is
go.
to help you maintain your presence where you have choice and to make good choices. So the three books are really a great framework for somebody to build the life that they want, help their kids build the life that they want, and really be all that you can be in this moment now.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I really look forward to that, to our future collaboration, and then I'll be sharing this information to our listeners. And please, guys, take advantage of this, because it'll help you not only in your business, in so many spheres. So, because a lot of times, like you mentioned in the book, folks, we have this wanting, or like I will do this or I want that. So you're creating the gap. Speak about now, be present, and you will learn all that from my friend's book, my friend. Thank you. Until next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.